Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Taatjes Financial Group. Taatjes Financial is a company that specializes in helping retirees and pre-retirees build purposeful retirement plans. Custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but their time and talent as well. They believe that if you're taken care of financially, you go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at taatjesfinancial.com or simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Ben Taatjes, joined again today by one of our advisors, Tim Mattern. How you doing today, Tim?
Doing great, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing good, good. You know, these are the times. I mean, the markets have been pretty volatile, and it's we're getting lots of questions from clients the last few days, and certainly last week, Thursday and Friday, very rough days in the market. And I do tell a lot of our clients, like, this is when our planners, our advisors, really, I guess, earn our keep. I think this is when we can make the biggest difference for our clients. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's in multiple ways, and we'll get into that. I don't want to jump ahead, but yes, this is, I think, a time for us as advisors to play a role and to help guide clients and help make the right decisions and not emotional decisions.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better. And I think it's told clients is we're kind of in a wisdom business right now. Think of somebody that can, yes, help you with the psychology of money. And when markets are down, we've got to walk alongside them and help them make good decisions, non-emotional decisions. But it's more than that. And that's what we're talking today. It's more into planning. And that's what I'm excited about, is talking about. I mean, we're, in the middle of this April month, which is, a month where we talk a lot about understanding money and how it works, and kind of a continuation from last week's show. One of the things that I wanted to bring up a little bit more today is the idea of big E or little e economy. And what I mean there is the things that are going on in the markets today, and certainly late last week. We've continued some volatility on Monday, of course, and the president's saying different things, and there's tariffs, and there's all this stuff going on. That is so far out of your control as an investor. It is important to know what's going on and to make good informed decisions, but certainly you can't control it. Right. Yeah. We'll just talk about it just briefly. I don't want to get into the political side of the tariffs, if they're a good idea or not, but really what's happening as a result of this new kind of look on the economy and kind of a change in how we trade, right, has been market volatility. It's just not uncommon. I'll make sure clients hear this, and our listeners hear this, that when they call in during times of extreme volatility, it's not uncommon for them to be surprised, like, oh, the markets were down 10 or 12 or 20%, whatever it is, and their portfolio did not react the same, right? Because many of them do not have and should not have, as part of their plan, everything in the stock market. So let me just start there and make sure people understand that, and then kind of move into just a couple brief things about the tariffs. Yeah. We've had trade with different countries for generations. And I think instead of just listening to the media about how horrible the current administration is, if you're listening to one side, or how great of a thing this is, I think people should understand why we're doing this. And the best explanation I can find of that is doing your own research, not relying on the media, but get into the details a little bit. And the thing that I'm mainly watching, and some of the rationale for the tariffs, comes back to our net international investment position. And I'm not going to get into the economy or the economics of this, but essentially, if you look at the last 20 years, the dramatic decrease, and all that is essentially how much of the world's value do we hold as Americans? It has went down dramatically, to the tune of $20 trillion over the last 20 years. And those are round numbers. As far as the data on this, I would point people to, the BEA website. There's other websites where you can find, a lot of this information. But essentially, We cannot continue. You hear a lot of people talk about that. It's like, oh man, we got to do something. Everything we have relies on, everything's coming from China. We got to do something. We got to do something. Well, this is our government doing something. Okay. It's as simple as that. Do your own research and figure it out. But again, it is so far out of your control, it doesn't do you any good to sit and worry about it. So Tim, when I look at, kind of the tariffs and the big E economy that we can't control, what can our listeners actually control?
Ben, the number one thing you can control is your own household and your own plan and what you have been doing. One thing that we do with all of our clients and that everyone should be doing is you have a household budget. You look at what you're doing for investing. You're doing all these things. That should not change. So what you can control is how much money you're spending, how much time are you spending towards paying down debt or teaching your kids or your family. So the way I look at it, and I know that there's a lot of market volatility happening right now, I think the biggest thing is for younger generations, like your plan shouldn't change. Keep the main thing. Keep your plan the same. Focus on if it's paying down debt. Focus on if it's investing and you're looking for opportunities. Right now is a great time for it. But due to the current Big E circumstances, don't let this change your long-term plan. As a household, stay focused. There's going to be the outside noise. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to talk to you. And by the way, listening to so many experts out there, not one person knows the answer to what's going on. So you can spend all the time and energy and have conversation with friends about, what may or may not happen with the tariffs, or you can stay focused and say, hey, I need to work on myself, my household, and my plan. I think it's the biggest thing you could possibly do right now.
Yeah, get down to your own little E economy,
Correct.
What you can control. And if you're listening to this today and you're worried and you're concerned about the market volatility and you do not have that specific little E economy plan, give us a call. We'd love to sit down and talk with you. Now's a great time to just understand. One of the things we talk about a lot is stewardship. Understand what you're stewarding. Every good plan starts there. Getting organized, getting some order behind what you're stewarding today, and then what risk am I taking in the market? Am I prepared for more volatility, which we know is part of investing? Yeah, so until next week, stay focused. Like we said, stick with the plan, and if you have questions, give us a call.
Do you need ways to help steward your time, your talent, and your treasure? If so, Taatjes Financial Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of three ways. Number one, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at taatjesfinancial.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. I'm Jared Sebesta. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.